Hello, everyone back in the UK. Good morning. Welcome to Inside Tack with Belstaff. With me, Matt Cornwell. I'm the rules advisor for INEOS Team UK. I've got a couple of my really good friends with me here today. I've got Nick Hutton and David Carr. We both sailed together in the last campaign. You guys have been with this team for a long time now. I'm sure you're aware of the results. The day that we had out in the water, we had a really, really tough day. So this is kind of a hard show to bring to you guys. But I'm going to get the reaction from the guys who are out in the water. Still our star sailors, the guys doing the hard work out there. And Nick, talk to you first. You're very involved with the technical side with this boat, and you spend a lot of time with Britannia. We're in a difficult place right now. We're lacking performance. Where do we go forward from this point? What's the next steps for this team, really?
I mean, and you've seen from today, we've got some big steps to take. And it's almost some big jumps to make, and there is a lot that we need to look at and go through. And the guys are in the office now, and they've got a whole lot of data from the last few days that they need to examine, and we need to work out how we're going to make this boat go significantly quicker in the next 5 weeks. And there's no brushing over that. We've got to get our act together, quick, smart.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of thinking to do, isn't there? Thinking caps on. Freddie, obviously, when the performance is down, the team gets down, doesn't it? But yet this is such a key part of this campaign, isn't it? It's how we move on from this moment going forwards, I guess. How do we rally the troops? How do we make sure that everyone's heads are still up and the heads are in the game? So
yeah, I mean, the wheels have wobbled a bit, haven't they? But they're a long way from being off. One of the things I am very proud about this team is the culture that we have developed here, not only over this cup cycle the last 3 years, but the last 6 years. And we've been through really hard times. We've been through really good times together as a group, as a core sailing group, as a structure. And these are the days that are sent to test you, basically. It was a really hard day out there, Matt, today. The hardest I've had with this syndicate by some margin. And we've got to be really, really honest with ourselves. Like, we drew a line in the sand yesterday where we got the boat around the course reasonably well against the Kiwis in 12 to 14 knots, still lost 2 races. And today was not good enough.
Yeah.
It was not good enough by the performance of the boat, by the sailing team. And we are honest with each other, super honest with each other. We've had some hard chats tonight. And we've got a line in the sand at the bottom now, haven't we? And we've got to turn the corner. Like I said, our biggest strength is how we will pull together at this moment. And we will turn the corner. And we've got, like Nico said, we've got 5 weeks to find some speed. And that's the long and short of it. Like, Christmas is cancelled, for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
We've got to find some boat speed. Otherwise, we are not going anywhere near that America's Cup match.
Okay, I mean, that's great words, Freddie. This is a real key time, isn't it? And hopefully, this is a catalyst that will spur us on to something better. And well, in case you sort of missed what was going on today, we'll show you some of the clips to give you a bit of an idea. Actually, the first thing that happened today, there was a huge delay in action, wasn't there? I think, Nick, you were on board. Just sort of talk us through this. We've got the clip here. Actually, there was a lot of race spectator boats on the course. That's why there was a delay. What was going on here? You guys were quite busy during that time.
Yeah, so we had a big delay for wind and spectator boats and a few other factors. But for us, the hard bit with this process, we had a lot of different in the wind. So the real technical part for us is to pick which head sail to use, and we actually changed 3 sails in this while the wind was building up. So we ended up with a J3, which we thought was the right sail, probably 10, 12 minutes before. And then during the race, as everyone would see, the breeze started dropping down. And that's when we needed to have the J2 back on, which is our bigger sail, which gives us more power to get through those lighter sections.
How many sails do you have to choose from?
We have 6 jibs, if you like, and then a Code 0, which is the bigger one.
Yeah. Yeah, well. It was amazing to see all those spectator boats on the course there at the end. That was the problem. They moved the course because the wind was in a different direction than we all thought it was going to come from, and the spectator boats just couldn't move quite quickly enough. But that's part of the challenge with live TV windows and short courses and boundaries and everything else. The second clip, this was the start against Prada, eventually when things did get going. Freddie, why don't you talk us through this? we could sort of see when things first started to go wrong. After
Yeah, I mean, you can see here we come off the line in reasonable shape, and you kind of can see from that shot we're kind of similar speed through the water. We're a little bit lower on angle, but the speeds are similar here. But as I'm sure we've been talking about for the last couple of days, Matty, that our troubles come in the light airs and in our manoeuvres, in our tacks and jibes. So our straight line speed on the foil is okay, but you can see through these shots here, once we're trying to tack and jibe, and fundamentally our speed drops below 25 knots in the corners, we really, really struggle. And we're seeing other teams not dropping below sort of 28 knots in the corners, and that's our biggest battle right now. And that's the story of the race for us. We just spent the whole time trying to rebuild our speed again and get going. The lads did a great job of keeping it ripping, keeping it going, keep the positive chap going, but we've got to sort out our tacks and jibes and our low speed manoeuvring.
Okay, so that's the real key to going forwards here.
Yeah.
Interesting, the low speed stuff, not actually the stuff when you're up and ripping.
Yeah, when we're up and ripping, it's fine, you know. Off the start line, we're kind of looking all right.
Yeah.
It's our manoeuvres. It's when both boards are in the water, we are dragging too much. We've got high surface area foils, so fundamentally in the light we should have a lot of lift, more than other teams out there. But there's something not quite right, and we've got to get to the bottom of it, and we've got to get to the bottom of it real quick.
Yeah, unfortunately we've got some really smart people here, and I know already they're in there working away on this right now, aren't they? So the last clip we'll look at, it's actually the race right at the end, and it was all about winning the regatta actually for Emirates Team New Zealand. If they won that race, they won this little regatta. Again, very light air, similar sort of conditions. We'll watch it here. Nico, again, why don't you talk us through this one a little bit? It was obviously really, really testing for these guys once the breeze dropped.
Yeah, so it's it's a super light race course for these boats, and you can see here Team New Zealand are back in the water, so they're a long way behind at this moment. So it's all about trying to get full in again, as it is for everyone. So it's how you get back up and get back on those foils and reduce that drag and get going. And they were real lucky on that last, I think the second to last downwind. They got going on that downwind and turned around a 800 metre loss to, I'm not sure what the lead it was at the bottom, but probably the opposite of that. So, there's a bit of luck to it, and a bit of, their boat is doing a good job of getting out of the water. Prada's boat is doing really well upwind in the light and tacking with their reasonably large foils. So that's a big thing to look at as well right now.
Okay. But so we're talking about distances of kilometres changing in short spaces of time. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Freddie will really go a bit more, but for sailing to be changing a kilometre in a leg is something new for me for sure, and it's hard when you're on the wrong end of it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, which that's the real problem, isn't it? We seem to be more often than the others.
It's been an interesting 3 days though, hasn't it? The America's Cup World Series. Everyone questioned whether these boats would match race, and they definitely match race. The pre-starts have been really good. Yeah, we've been slightly on the wrong end of it, but there's been lead changes. And I think all the boats over the next 5 weeks will close the gap with the Kiwis. I'm sure we will. I might have sounded a bit negative, but I'm sure we will close the gap with the Kiwis and the other challengers. And I think come the Prada Cup in mid-January, we're going to see races like that last race today, a lot of lead changes. And I'm sure we'll be in the mix.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, it's been a real pleasure having you guys up here. We'll look at the scoreboard for tomorrow. Schedule, actually. We've got the schedule first. It's actually a sort of separate regatta tomorrow. This is called the Christmas race, and we have to race Emirates Team New Zealand first thing. And the winner of that goes into the final, and the loser goes into the sort of petite final, losers final. Looking really light tomorrow, so it could be really tricky again. But we'll do what we can, that's for sure. And we have a quick scoreboard from today as well, and you can see Emirates were the champions, and obviously our row at the top there. That's something that we really, really need to work on. Guys, thanks very much for coming up. It would have been nice to have you two up here and have a really fun show, with my buddies. But obviously, it's really tough times in the team, and we've got to get our heads down and have a huddle. And it's good to have mates around you when that's going on, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. And we'll get through tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be hard. It's going to be light. It might be so light that it's random, and we'd take a bit of random right now.
Yeah.
And we've got a big couple of meetings early next week, and we'll turn this ship around.
Yeah. All right, guys.
And it's a massive thanks to INEOS for standing there and supporting us. And we're not here by ourselves. We're trying to do it for all of you guys. So keep fighting for us, lads.
No doubt.
Nice words, boys. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone tuning in at home. Keep the questions coming when you can, and we love knowing that you're there, and we love the support. And it's tough times, so rally with us, and we'll speak to you again tomorrow. Thanks.